What's up guys, Bionic here and welcome to today's Raid Shadow Legends. We've got some news, also some tips for you guys to better prepare for the upcoming patch, which they've just announced was released. However, it is not activated. They've done this before. I think it is to better improve the launching of the new patches. But basically what they said is the patch 1.15 is available. You can update the version if you haven't. I've done it on the PC app so far, so do try and do that as quickly as possible. That will save you guys a lot of trouble tomorrow or the day after when they actually release the patch. Okay, so that's a little bit of news for you guys, but I want to see if you guys are ready for patch 1.15. We know there's some quality of life changes which we've covered before, right? I mentioned that in a previous video, but the biggest one is the clan boss, the undying clan boss, and I think maybe you guys are overlooking what this is going to create for your guild. Problems, okay? And here's why. Basically, everybody's going to want to try and hit the harder clan boss now. Everybody's going to want to try and get a better chest, so they're all going to jump. Let's say they were on the hard, they're going to jump on the brutal or the nightmare or the ultra nightmare. Well, here's the issue with that, right? If for myself, let's say I know it takes me 2 keys to do my nightmare, and instead I start hitting the ultra nightmare clan boss, and everybody in my clan does that, right? So what's going to happen is that I'm probably going to get a chest here, but we're probably then not going to kill the Nightmare Clan boss. So if I don't get my top chest here, which I know I won't, maybe I'll get the second or the third one, then I'm going to be missing out on my top chest of Nightmare. And better yet, when I do 2 key Nightmare, I'm then doing 1 key on Brutal and then 1 key on Hard. So I'm also going to be missing out on those chests as well. Okay, so you guys need to coordinate how you're going to try this, basically. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to keep doing my 2 keys on the Nightmare Clan boss, and then the extra 2 keys that I have, I'm probably going to try and use them on the Ultra Nightmare to start practicing. Yes, it's going to be against the Affinity boss, so maybe it's going to work out in my favor. Like a Force Affinity usually works out for me. A Spirit Affinity is usually the worst, so I'm probably going to skip that one and go back to my Brutal and Hard Clan boss, right? On some days, then I may ask to get my first 2 keys on the Ultra Nightmare Clan boss because it's going to be Void, and that's going to be better practice for me. Okay, guys? So take this into consideration because, like I said, as you're going to be doing the new clan boss or the undying clan boss, make sure you don't miss out the opportunity to get the maximum amount of chests. Why? Because of this here. I showed it before, I'll show it again because I now have my complete month of April in here. Well, basically what you see is my Void Shards, Sacred Shards, Epic Tomes, and Legendary Tomes for the past 4 months. Look at my April. That's awesome. Like, it's really good compared to, let's say, January. But overall, I don't want to be missing out on this, okay? And yes, doing the Ultra Nightmare would be even better for me, but I know I'm not quite there as a 4-key team. So anyway, keep that in mind, guys, because like I said, these rewards are really important. Alright, next up, let's go back to the game and cover the next topic, another 10 chance event. Man, I don't know what's going on, but I've never seen so many 2 chance events, double chance events, summon rushes. Then we had the champion chase tournament back to back to back to back, like literally. I'm not a fan of the 10 chance event. Guys, if you want to give this a shot, Xavia's really good, of course. Skullcrown's good. Venus is super good. But I very rarely see these combos used basically anywhere in the game, okay? So I really think, once again, they are making sure that you guys empty your resources. They tend to do this more and more, and they tend to do this right before we have fusion events. Yep, I strongly believe that we have one upcoming, okay? Rotos the Lost Groom finished. Within a week, we had the Killian the Lucky. That one finished. Within a week, we had Skull Lord Vargal. Now we're just about done with Skull Lord. They said the patch would be coming maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. That will put us at exactly a week after the last one, right? With the launch of a new patch, perhaps some new champions, and of course this new really hard to get fusion. And we know, because we've seen it with Rotos, you can get 2 summon rushes within that fusion event, okay? And that is typically how you get 1 or 2 of the rares champions needed for that, and they're typically at around 1400 points each. As you can see right here, we needed this apothecary, right? And this one I was able to complete a little bit more, but I was lucky enough not to have to do the second one because I already had a reliquary tender, okay? I would not have been able to make it, so that caught me off guard. They might do this again. I'm just saying, you know, like, I don't want you guys to miss out on the fusion of a new champion, especially if he's really strong. We had Torment and Rotos, which were really strong. Then we had Killian and Skullord, which weren't that great. But now I'm thinking, really, that the next one will be a really good champion. Also, I don't know about you guys, but I've been saving up some of my resources, right? Like, we have this champion training tournament right now, which is good. I did one 6-star champion because I had a lot saved up. It gave me quite a lot of points, like 7,000 or something right now. I was able to get the gems. I always try and push to at least get the gems. I don't think I'm going to push for this epic tome. I could, you know, spend a lot of resources, make it to the 12,000 reward mark, but I just don't think it's worth it. I would much rather be prepared for the next fusion events. So I'm saving up my brews, right? I'm also saving up few chickens. Like, this would help. Like, it's not enough, but it will definitely help during the fusion event if I'm last minute. I got a ton of gems saved up, and of course I'm saving some mystery shards because, you know, you got to think about that, right? You do need a certain amount of mystery shards to complete a champion training event. So I went pretty low lately. Like, I went under 100 because we had so many summon rushes back to back. And what I like to do during these summon rushes is to at least get to the 300 point mark. This is the typical one that we get, the 2,500 points. So I try to get at least the little bit of extra energy, right? I guess I could spend a few shards during this 10 chance event, maybe try my luck at the void and get a little bit more points, a little bit more gems, a little bit more energy, whatever, right? But again, I really would rather you guys use your shards, hard-earned shards, right? Or paid for shards during two chances events. Sorry, not the 10 chance. I just really don't think they are worth it. You're basically not getting a better chance at getting an epic or a legendary, just a higher chance at getting the specific ones, which you may not necessarily need either right now. So anyway, guys, that is going to be it. A couple of tips for you guys to better prepare for patch 1.15. Like I said, it will be released in the next day or two. I'm thinking this timer right here seems like, you know, it would be basically right after this, all right? Also, don't forget that you're about to have a ton of energy tonight. What you could do is try to delay this till tomorrow. Let the game run if you're using the PC application on your computer. Once you hit the refresh of the day, basically, that's 8 p.m. for me, it's going to appear as a red dot here. So if I don't click on it and I don't go grab it, then I can let it go and grab it maybe just tomorrow morning. And besides, having a full day to spend all that energy might be better than you pulling that 650 energy tonight and then having to try and burn through that energy to keep profiting from your regeneration. Anyways, guys, that's just my little tips and tricks, a little bit of news for you. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later.